Hello, world. I'm here today with my friend Jake. I'm in Hollywood, the heart of Hollywood. Jake is a new friend I've just made this last week. He lives out here on the streets of Hollywood. Today we're going to document a lot of the stuff that he does, his day-to-day activities. Jake, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, and you're originally from Colorado?
Yeah.
Living out here on the streets, there's a certain lifestyle that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and like you work on a daily basis?
Yeah.
And what's your job?
I mean, I hustle. I sell drugs. I sell stolen goods. Walk around and just talk to people.
And do you consider yourself homeless?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and then when you say homeless, like, are there different levels of homelessness?
Yeah.
What level are you in?
Classy bum.
Classy bum. Because you make money, like hustling?
Yeah, and I have to make sure that my place is really comfortable.
Okay, and we're going to go to your place in a little while. Your girlfriend lives there with you. But how's your day-to-day?
It's going really good.
Okay, and then when you say hustle, like, do you also, the drugs that you use, what do you use usually?
Fentanyl and meth, primarily.
Primarily?
I smoke weed, too.
You smoke weed, too. How about drinking? Do you drink?
Nope.
Okay. Did you get high today?
Yeah, I have to.
You have to, or what will happen?
I get massively sick.
Okay. And you took me down to MacArthur Park the other day where you kind of go get your hustle on and sell certain things to certain vendors and people to be able to get stuff. But today we're just going to cruise around here in Hollywood and see what life is like. Cool?
All right. And yeah, the main thing I do is I'll just like gather up all of the stuff that we have that's sellable. And I'll put it into a cart, like as dense as I can, like one of the shopping carts, and I'll just push it all the way to MacArthur.
You push it like you go on the metro with that cart?
Yep. And that's pretty gnarly to see, like, genuinely.
And where are we going right now? Are we going off a Vine?
Up Sunset and Vine. Yeah.
Should I wait if you want to go talk to him first, and then let me know?
For sure.
All right.
This guy doesn't want to talk, and I know that there's one more person.
So right now, I just brought Jake over here to Sunset and Vine, a very popular tourist spot. But Jake, he hangs out at 3 different encampments. So there's like his own encampment, which he calls the garden, because his girlfriend likes to pick up a lot of people's cactuses and things like that. She takes them off of people's properties and brings them back to their spot to try to plant them. And we'll go and look at that later on. This is another spot right here. This is actually the drug dealer's tents where all the dealers hang out at. And he is asking somebody if we can actually talk to him, just interview him a little bit. There was another encampment that they had before, but I think that they abandoned it because a lot of times when people are living on these streets, there's a hustle. Like homeless people steal from homeless people, so they will come when you're not at your spot, and they'll take your stuff. To them, it's merchandise. Whatever they might get their hands on, they might steal things, they might find things, they might come up on things, but really, like, one man's trash is another person's treasure, so they will try to get that stuff. What he does, Jake's hustle, is to go down to MacArthur Park on the metro, which is like a hop, skip, and a jump. And when he gets over there, then he will walk up to vendors on the streets, or he'll go straight up to dealers in the alley and ask them, like, do you want this camera, or do you want this t-shirt? And it was really interesting the other day to watch him. Like, he would show a shirt to someone, and the shirt was really like nice. It was really Hollywood-y, like colorful and things like that. But the dealers are no suckers. Like, they'll look at it and like smell it to see if it has cologne on it or if it's been worn or it's dirty, and they're like, no, I don't want this because it's dirty. But he also has other items too, like an actual cactus that he put a handle on, and it sort of acts like a machete. He was trying to sell that. I walked with him to at least 50 to 70 different people, and every one of them kind of just looked at him like he's crazy. But he says, you'd be surprised. Every once in a while, somebody will give me money, and I'll tell him, well, maybe like, yeah, they really just want to give you money. But the point is he needs to go out, get enough money to get enough fentanyl so that he doesn't become dope sick. Jake talks about just doing it in the mornings and just in the evenings. Therefore, he can sleep more comfortably when he has to. His girlfriend supposedly does only meth and not that much fentanyl. But the other day he was saying that she doesn't do meth at all until he found her meth pipe. So there's that. We're kind of just on checking out their journey and seeing the lifestyle that they're living out here in Hollywood. And there's so many people that are suffering like this, so many youngsters. Jake actually talks about hoping to one day become famous. That's kind of like what his dream is. He talks about famous people as people that he looks up to. So I think that's like kind of one of the reasons that a lot of people move out here to Hollywood. They come out here to chase their dreams and they want to get into the entertainment business, but when it doesn't work out for them, then they resort to the streets and they just become homeless, and they live a certain type of lifestyle that is hard to get out of. There's other tents that you guys go and hang out at?
No, there's other tents that I go and I hang out at, or use, I should say. just for business. Like, and my roommate is the guy that helps me with that business.
Okay. And when we talk business, we're talking about like slinging dope?
Barely ever, but yes.
What other kind of business?
Like just selling goods that we find on the streets or that we steal off the streets, you know?
And is it easy to find goods around here, like in Hollywood?
Holy cow, yeah.
Like how so? Like out of dumpsters or out of people's stores or what?
Just out of just on the sidewalk, again at the transit, out of people's yards, off people's front steps.
Yeah. Well, the other night when we were at the transit down at the metro, you told me like where the trains run, you kind of time it like until a train is coming by, and then you've gone down in there. And what have you found?
Yeah, sometimes I'll like jump down onto the tracks and stuff and go and walk underneath the platform and look for stuff.
And what have you found down there?
I found phones, like entire phones at work. I found like bongs.
Bongs?
Bongs.
Wow.
Whole entire backpacks, like there's just stock full of stuff.
And somebody like just lost their backpack and it fell down there?
Yeah, I even found gun pieces once. I'm pretty sure somebody like ditched their firearm or something down there. I couldn't find all the pieces, but.
And the transit in LA, I mean, even though people are supposed to pay down there to ride on it, like you just can walk right through, huh?
I mean, yeah, you can.
I mean, those guards didn't say anything to us when we walked right through.
No, as long as there's not like actual police officers down there, you can pretty much get away with whatever you want.
So people can just be down there, like, do they run them out of there?
Yeah, they do.
And so, like, day to day, like, what does a day look like in the world of Jake? Do you sleep every night?
No.
Okay, and do you do meth mostly, or do you do fentanyl mostly?
Fentanyl mostly. I barely smoke meth, to be honest.
Okay, and the meth kind of just evens you out with the fentanyl?
I use it when I like need more energy or I need to stay up.
And are you just a smoker, or do you shoot it too?
Yeah, I only smoke. I don't shoot.
Have you ever shot dope?
Oh yeah. Oh, or you mean fentanyl?
Anything.
I've shot meth, but I've never shot fentanyl.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're about to come up on Chick-fil-A over here. So are we going to look for your business partner?
Yeah, we're gonna go look for my camp. Like, I had a cart full of my tent and like a bunch of other like miscellaneous goods and stuff that I had, and then I had another cart full of just goods that I had.
And someone stole it?
No, me and my roommate, we were pushing them together, and just something happened, and we ended up getting split up. And then I didn't know where the new spot was, like they did. So.
Okay, question for you. And I don't know if you want to talk about this or not, but what happened with that gang that, like, when they gave you an option? Do you mind talking about that?
What do you mean?
Remember when they told you, like, they're either going to beat you up or strip you down?
Yeah, one time I stole a pressure washer and an air compressor, and I went across the town to go sell it for some fetty. And this, like, I gave it to this guy. I saw him. He was like, that I knew. I saw him and I was like, yo, you want this air compressor? You want this power washer? It's pretty nice. And he's like, yeah, I can get you some fetty. You just follow me to my place, and I'll get you it. And so I, pushed the cart in the middle of the night with an air compressor and a power washer in it, like all the way across Hollywood to his place. And we get there, and then he's like, oh shoot, I don't actually have it, and neither does my neighbor, and neither does my other neighbor. But you can go ask my other neighbors, like way down there, if they got any. So I pushed my cart down over there and I asked them. They said, yeah, they could get me, and they just gave me a little bit of what they had right then, and then they told me to come back the next day. Well, I come back the next day, and they're not home. So I talked to their neighbor, and he's like, oh well, I don't know where they're at, but here's like half a Xanax, that can go towards whatever they owe you, type shit. And so then I come back the next morning, and I ask him like, yo, can I get what you owe me? And they're like freaking out. They're like yelling and screaming at me that I'm double dipping and that I already got paid and that I sold it to the original dude who told me that he got me, and then I tried to sell it to them too. And I was like, what the f-? I never even got paid by either of you for anything, really. And so I went back over to the original guy's tent, and I was like, yo, what the f- is up? And he's like, cover for me. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about, bro? He's like, just cover for me. Like, you sold me that air compressor, and like, it's gonna make my life hell if you don't. Like, just no matter what, like, I got your back, right? And I was like, bro, like, they're gonna beat my ass, dude. And he's like, just cover for me. I was like, whatever. So when they come over, they're like, yo, did you sell your air compressor and pressure washer to this guy right here? And I was like, yeah, I did. It was just a misunderstanding, I guess. And they're like, so he paid you and then we paid you? And I was like, and I look over at the dude and he's like, and I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I didn't realize that was payment at the time, but yeah, I did. I apologize. And they're like, get up. And I was like, okay. So I got up, and then they brought me like down this alley all the way down to the end. And they, the guy at the end, he's like, you have two choices. You can either strip down butt naked and start walking, or we're gonna beat the shit out of you. And I was like, fuck this, and I just took off all my clothes immediately, pretty much. And then turned around and started walking away, and they just started beating the holy living daylights out of me, dude. Like, I'm talking like they were kicking my ass, 8 or 9 of them. And then I get up and I'm like hobbling away, you know, and I still have a lot of energy left. Like I was kind of faking it a little bit so that they'd let me fucking walk away. But as soon as I rounded that corner, I just started taking off, just booking it. I fucking was just taking every corner I could find. Like, I immediately got away from them right then, but like it was down that long alley of just like hobbling away, like that they beat the crap out of me, dude. And within like 3 minutes, I was fully clothed. First, I found a pair of pants from some homeless guy. He thankfully gave them to me.
And they fit you?
Yeah, I mean, not really, but they fit enough that I could wear them.
Yeah.
You know, but could you imagine just like living your homeless life, and then all of a sudden some naked white boy comes running up to you at like full speed? Give me some pants, give me some pants, give me some pants.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did.
Okay, so we went to go see your business partner, but he wasn't there, but you saw your shoes at the tent. Now we're going over here to go get what?
Get some fetty.
And what is it, just locally available, just on the streets, like you know the right person to go get it from?
Yep.
And do a lot of these people that are selling it, is it mostly dealers that have their own houses, or do they live in the tents too?
Well, this one specifically actually does have his own house. He just sits here all day.
And just slings dope to like people that are homeless?
Anybody who comes up to his tent, pretty much.
And the cops don't mess with you guys, right?
I mean, most of the cops are in on it, I feel like.
Why is that?
Well, because like there's no possible way they'd get away with it for this long if they weren't.
Well, it used to be like here in California back in the day, like if you had heroin or cocaine or meth, you would definitely get arrested. But these days, it's not even a slap on the wrist. So I think, you know, the cops aren't really able to do much about it, so they just don't do much about it.
Wow.
So Jake needs to get his fix. We stopped over here at Pollo Loco parking lot. He's going to do some fentanyl real quick.
Yeah. It's like it's dabbing it, like with THC wax.
Mm-hmm.